creation, when the earth was still young, the world was a place of balance. The land was rich, the rivers flowed freely, and the skies were painted with vibrant colors. The spirits of nature danced among the trees, and the animals roamed without fear. It was a time of harmony, a time when the Great Spirit watched over all living beings. Among the many spirits there existed a powerful entity known as the Wendigo. This spirit embodied both the beauty and terror of nature, a paradox of abundance and hunger. The Wendigo was originally a guardian of the land, tasked for ensuring that the balance between life and death remained intact. It fed on the energies of the earth, drawing sustenance from the harmony that surrounded it. However, as time passed, the Wendigo began to change. The balance of the world shifted as humans appeared, taking more than they needed and forgetting the sacred bond they shared with nature. They hunted without restraint, and their greed festered in their hearts. The Wendigo, once a protector, became a reflection of humanity's insatiable desires. As the humans expanded their territories, the Wendigo watched in sorrow. The forests were stripped bare, the rivers ran dry, and the animals fled in fear. The once vibrant world began to wither under the weight of human greed. In response to this destruction, the Wendigo grew restless, its form becoming twisted and malevolent. It began to haunt those who wandered too far into the woods, seeking retribution for the harm done to the earth. The whispers of the Wendigo echo through the trees, carrying tales of hunger and despair. Those who heard the whispers felt a chill in the air, an unsettling sense of dread that sent shivers down their spines. As the Wendigo's power grew, so did its hunger. It became a creature of insatiable desire, a spirit that craved not only the physical sustenance of flesh, but also the very essence of humanity's spirit. It thrived on fear and despair, feeding off the darkness that began to take root in the heart of the people. In a small village on the edge of the vast wilderness, a young hunter named Kimi lived with his family. Kimi was known for his bravery and skill, often venturing deep into the forest in search of game to provide for his loved ones. However, as the whispers of the Wendigo spread, the villagers grew fearful of the woods. They shared stories of those who had vanished without a trace, taken by the creature that now roamed the darkened paths. Despite the warnings, Kimi felt a pull toward the forest, a longing to understand the changes that had befallen the land. One fateful day, he gathered his hunting gear and set out into the woods, determined to confront the spirit that haunted his people. As he ventured deeper into the forest, the atmosphere shifted. The sunlight struggled to penetrate the dense canopy, and a heavy silence enveloped him. The only sound was the crunch of leaves beneath his feet, a reminder of his solitude. As night began to fall, Kimi felt a presence lurking just beyond the trees. Suddenly, a bone-chilling howl echoed through the forest, sending shivers down his spine. The Wendigo emerged from the shadows, its form towering and gaunt, with hollow eyes that seemed to reflect the void of hunger. Kimi's heart raced as he faced the creature, a mix of fear and determination coursing through him. "You seek to confront me, mortal?" the Wendigo's voice echoed, a haunting whisper that chilled Kimi to the bone. You come to me with your desires, but I am a reflection of your own hunger, an insatiable void that can never be filled. Kimi stood firm despite the terror clawing at his heart. I seek to understand your pain and to find a way to restore balance in our world. We have forgotten our connection to the land, but I will not allow your darkness to consume my people. The Wendigo laughed, a sound filled with sorrow and bitterness. You speak of balance, yet your kind takes more than they need. You have turned your backs on the land that nourishes you. Your hunger fuels my existence. As the Wendigo advanced, Kimi felt the weight of despair pressing down upon him. He could see the truth in the creature's hollow eyes, a reflection of humanity's darkest desires. He realized that the Wendigo was not merely a monster. It was a manifestation of the greed and consumption that plagued his people. In that moment, Kimi resolved to confront the Wendigo, not with weapons, but with understanding. I will not let fear dictate my actions. I will remind my people of the importance of gratitude and respect for the land. With newfound determination, Kimi returned to his village, eager to share his experience. He gathered the villagers, recounted his encounter with the Wendigo, and the truth he had uncovered. The villagers listened intently, their faces a mixture of fear and curiosity. We have strayed from the path of balance, Kimi implored. We must remember the lessons of our ancestors and honor the land that sustains us. We must share what we have and protect the fragile harmony that exists between us and nature. At first, the villagers were hesitant, their hearts still gripped by fear. But as Kimi spoke, a spark of hope ignited within them. They began to realize that the Wendigo's hunger was a reflection of their own. If they could change their ways, perhaps they could restore balance and banish the darkness that threatened their home. Over the following weeks, the villagers implemented Kimi's teachings. They gathered to share their resources, ensuring that everyone had enough to eat. They honored the land by practicing sustainable hunting and gathering, taking only what they needed and giving thanks for the bounty they received. As the villagers worked together, they felt a shift in the air. The whispers of the Wendigo grew quieter, and the weight of despair began to lift. The land responded to their newfound respect, flourishing with life and abundance. The rivers flowed freely, and the animals returned to the forests. However, the Wendigo was not vanquished entirely. It lingered at the edge of the woods, watching and waiting. Kimi understood that the spirit would always be a part of this world, a reminder of the darkness that could arise when greed took root. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the village, Kimi felt a familiar chill in the air. The Wendigo had returned, drawn by the villagers' renewed connection to the land. This time, however, Kimi stood ready to face the spirit once more. As the Wendigo emerged from the shadows, Kimi spoke with conviction. You are not just a monster, you are a reflection of our fears. We will not let you consume us. We acknowledge your existence, but we choose to stand together against the darkness you represent. The Wendigo's form twisted and contorted, its eyes filled with a mixture of rage and sorrow. You think you can resist me? I am hunger personified. I will always be a part of you. Kimi stood firmly, surrounded by the villagers who had gathered in solidarity. We acknowledge your presence, but we refuse to be ruled by you. We will honor the land, share our blessings, and reject the greed that fuels your hunger. As they chanted together, a radiant light enveloped the village, pushing back against the darkness that clung to the edges of the forest. The Wendigo howled in anger, but its power began to wane. It could not withstand the strength of their unity and the love they shared for one another. With one final roar, the Wendigo dissipated into the shadows, its form unraveling like mist in the morning sun. The villagers erupted in cheer, their hearts filled with hope and gratitude. They had faced the darkness and emerged victorious, united in their commitment to the land and to each other.